Hello, hello, hello. Hey, lady, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. So I am trying to look at this from my phone, make sure we don't look um, all over the place. And then I'm also trying to keep up with comments, which we'll be able to see. I am going to make us a little larger, and I'm also checking to make sure that we are live in all the places we are supposed to be live. It's streaming from my page, my personal page. It's also streaming from my business page, and then we're also, I believe, streaming, yes, on YouTube. So this will be available later for you to download and use for whatever purpose you like. I can send you the recording as well.
That would be
So,
great.
welcome into the space, everybody. My name is Angel, and I am the Soul Healing Coach, and you are in the Soul Care Circle Corner. Tonight, I have a wonderful lady with me. I am trying to put this in the Soul Care Circle. There we go. A wonderful soul with me. Her name is Nicole. I'm going to let her introduce herself. I had been hearing from my friend Fabiola about this wonderful soul in our area who does breath work, and how it would be great for all of us to kind of connect. And we had a mini soul retreat a couple weeks ago, and Nicole came, and I got to sit beside her. And I'm telling you, her whole presence just demands a freaking pause, y'all. And I'm so excited to introduce her to the Soul Circle. And I cannot wait for you to guest facilitate for us at our next retreat. Nicole, tell us who you are and what you do.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm Nicole Figueroa. I am a soul still searching and
Hmm.
finding myself and where I fit in this world. And along that road, I found breathwork, or breathwork found me. I am a mother of four, of adults now, but they are still my children. And a grandmother of two beautiful little boys. I deliver mail when I'm not breathing and guiding people through breath work. And that's it. I'm just trying to extend the breath and teach people that you could harness your breath and harness and just hold, fix everything in your life if you just take a second, stop, and breathe.
Well, that's what we're looking forward to, is to learn about from you what breath work does and how it helps us heal. Nicole, tell us a little bit about how you identify when it comes to identity, ethnicity, and how you show up in the world.
I am a proud, strong Hispanic female. I grew up in Lorain, Ohio, which is about 30 minutes outside of Cleveland, in a not so extravagant area with parents who weren't ready to be parents yet. They were still 17 themselves. So my grandmother had a large hand in molding and shaping the woman I became in life. And I'm forever and always will be grateful. I love her so much. I became a mother at 16 myself. And so I guess just trying to break the generational curse with my own.
Mm-hmm. Wow. I didn't know that. I don't think we got that far in our connections the other night to fully talk to any of that. Like, that's amazing. In the sense of, a lot of times we hear when people have children young, right, that we hear the cliche of, oh, you're not going to amount to anything, or your life's going to be crazy or whatever. But I'm looking at a woman here who has worked her way up and through some things. And I remember you telling us a little bit the other night about your family and all that you all are doing. And Nicole, you are a freaking powerhouse woman.
Thank
And
you.
I'm just excited, and I feel so honored to know you in this space.
I feel the
So
same.
I feel like, oh, that's so sweet. So listen, look, let's get real here for 1 second. So the last time we met up in the Soul Care, Sister Soul Care Circle, and let's make sure we say that the Sister Soul Care Circle, which is a space that we have curated for Black and Brown women. To have a safe space to be able to talk about ourselves, our beliefs, how we heal, and to introduce Black and Brown women to ways of healing that may not be the typical things that we know medicine, we know, right, environmental things, but ways that we are going back to our roots, and healing ourselves. So tell us about the breath work that you do, and how you got into it.
I got certified through Soma Breath, and for those who haven't heard Soma Breath, it's like this huge online breathing community. And it's so funny because going through my healing journey and just not happy with who I was or my life. I mean, everything I had, my bills were paid. I have a car. I have a beautiful home where I live. My kids are grown and thriving and living a beautiful life, but I wasn't happy. I was just miserable and angry all the time. And I woke up one morning and I'm screaming at my husband. I don't even know for what. And he was like, "Why are you so angry?" And I'm like, I don't know. And I said I needed a shaman, I needed a healer, I needed someone that does voodoo. I needed something because what I was doing wasn't working. And I was just highly, deeply depressed. I am a trauma survival. My mother was on drugs and she didn't raise me. There's not very many childhood memories I have of her. And my father is a typical loud, narcissistic, um, hands on Hispanic father, and that's was my reality. And I learned how to read a room and read energy before I learned how to read books because depending on his energy when he came home was how I had to what am I going to do? Do I need to hurry up and stand up and clean something or go hide in my room or am I okay? Am I safe to sit here and watch TV? It's just I can't hear you.
That's because she turned her mic off, and I'm not trying to interrupt your story because as a therapist, I believe everybody's story is so important, and I want to hear it. But wait a minute, two things I want to go back to. You said
Sure.
I needed a shaman or I needed a voodoo doctor. I needed something. And then you said I learned to read energy before I learned to read a book. Girl,
Yeah,
like the fact that your life experiences taught you to read the room and the energy. Did
it
you
was
call it energy
survival.
then? It
Mm-mm.
was survival.
Yeah, it was survival. I mean, and not that my father was wicked or mean or abusive in that manner. He was just like I was, angry, and he was
Mm,
surviving himself, and he was a young parent and didn't have
okay.
help because my mother was out there doing whatever she did. And yeah, I had to learn how to feel the energy. If he grabbed that handle, the doorknob before he came in just a little too tough, it was like, uh-oh. But if he was whistling up the walk, okay, he had a good day today. It was just learning settle, just even how to feel his footprints. I can't explain it. You gotta feel it and know it, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And so feeling that, knowing that, being able to observe that, did you find yourself throughout your life using those same like tones and phrases like I feel this, I know this, I can sense this?
Did I use those phrases growing up? No. It
Yeah.
was
No.
I knew there was something within me that I
Mm,
knew that I had some type of power, that I had this amazing energy that I could see or feel. But
mm,
again, there was no words for it. It wasn't
It
taught
was,
in my house. Yeah.
yeah. Oh, that was taught in your house. So tell me how you got to the point of finding either the shaman, the voodoo doctor. What did you find or what did you discover in the beginning that helped you on your healing journey?
Um, so I was highly depressed and had severe anxiety, and I was hypertension. I had migraines, and I think it was the migraines that really set it off because with the other stuff,
Okay.
you can kind of numb down and survive and keep thriving throughout your life. But the migraines wouldn't go away. And it was like I had a headache every day for a month and it wouldn't go away. And I was taking medication on top of medication on top of medication on top of medication. And the more medication I took, the more medication I took. And they just kept switching. Okay, this isn't working, try this. This isn't working, try this. I did an MRI, a CAT scan to see what was wrong, why my headaches, and there was nothing they could find. So I went to this beautiful, amazing lady. Her name is Kathy Hope. She's the owner of Hope's Healing Hands, and she did a chakra alignment on me. And something woke up. Something inside of me woke up, and I'm like, wow, there is more to life than what I was taught. Like the energy, the sound frequencies, the
Mm,
Reiki that she was using on me, it
okay.
I felt it. I could feel it and I was intrigued. And she told me that I was an empath and that I needed crystals
Mm,
to so absorb the negativity and I needed to learn how to make a globe or a ball around myself to not allow negative energy in. And it worked for a while, and I wasn't sure if it was the placebo effect or if it was really working, but I felt better. And
ah,
the more
but
anxious I
that's what it's
got,
about, right? To feel better.
yeah, and it worked for a while. So now I went obsessive about the crystals. I need to get every crystal because I have every problem and it's going to heal me. And then, of course, the effects started to wear off a little bit. And my anxiety started coming back. I'm like, oh, they're not working. I need to cleanse them and do all of this stuff. And then I found Reiki, and Reiki helped. So I started learning Reiki, and it was amazing. I could feel the energy. I could harness it. It was phenomenal. Same with sound, and but everything helped me to a limit. It didn't. I don't want to say cure, but it didn't help me with my anxiety the way I needed it to,
Okay.
because it would help in that moment, but it kept coming back. And
Mm,
breath work kept coming up for me. It kept coming up, and I was like, this is absolutely ridiculous. This is dumb. I breathe every day. How is this going to help me? It just didn't make sense
mm,
to me. And so I did a breathwork class, kind of mocking it. Sadly, I was mocking it because this is ridiculous. And it
mhm.
was the only thing that brought me to center immediately. It shut off my
Ah,
thoughts. It quieted my mind. It relaxed
mhm.
my body. So I was like, okay, well, maybe something's here. So every time I started to feel anxious or the tightness in the chest, I stopped wherever I was. I didn't care if I was at work or at home or in the road. I
Okay.
stopped and I did a couple minutes of breath work, and it brought me back to center. And then
Hmm.
something amazing started to happen. I started to notice my triggers. So if a gentleman's voice on my postal route got a little loud or a different type of tone, I noticed how I started to get anxious or the tightness of the chest. So I was able to starting to notice my triggers, like, okay, this is what's bugging me. So now that I'm able to identify what is causing this tightness, this anxiety, now I'm able to work through it. Like, all right, this is what it is. Okay, let me just put myself in the center of it and learn how to deal with it. And so it helped me so much to the point where now I need to learn why and how it's working. And I started following Soma Breath online. And I really wanted to do the schooling, take the classes. It was like $8,000. And I was like, yeah, that's a lot of money for an online class. So I just followed them, and I Wednesdays and Sundays they do these free Zoom calls with a whole big online community, and they guide people through breath work. So I'm doing these free classes, and it is great. And I
Oh
put my
wow.
name into an online raffle, and I won.
Mhm.
I won their whole course to learn the breath work.
Ah,
I
you
won.
won it.
I won.
You won it. So if anybody's ever been around me, there's a phrase that I learned back in 2009. I'll never forget it. It was from Dr. Cleophas LaRue. And he was from Princeton University, and he was doing this sermon, and he said, if it's God's will, it's God's bill.
Mm.
And I can't tell you whatever else he said. It was that phrase I will forever remember. And oh my gosh, so you had a want, a desire, and an interest, and you won the whole course for free.
The whole course for free.
How affirming or confirming was that for you that this is what you were supposed to be doing?
It still kind of shocks me in a way, but I would have, if you would have asked me a year ago, I would have never saw myself here. I would have saw myself here. I am not the one to be speaking to people who I do not know, who I can't see. It's just, or even leading breathwork classes in front of, 25, 30 people. It's just, it's not who I was. And breath allowed that for me. And I'm so forever grateful because how amazing is it that you can take control of your life and get rid of
Mm,
stress and anxiety and
mhm.
any issue, problem, any fear that you have with just
Yeah.
taking control of your breath.
Mm. Well, Nicole, I really so I've heard you talk about how breathing can help us with our anxiety. I've heard you talk about how it helps with the depression as well. Um, so just to give us a little bit of technical understanding of what this looks and sounds like, is there a short demonstration or something that you can talk us or walk us through really quickly so that we can get a taste of what this breath work is? I know nobody can get it all in 2 seconds or 2 minutes, but is there anything you can share with us?
Um, yes, before any type of breath work, I like everyone just to stop and just notice your breath for a second. How are you breathing? Are you breathing in through your nose? Are you breathing in through your mouth? How does it feel, the air when it comes in? And if you're breathing through your mouth, fix it. Breathe in through your nose. You might want to put one hand on your chest, one on your belly, and take a deep breath in. Notice which hand comes up first. If it's the hand on your chest, you're shallow breathing. You're only getting about 30% of oxygen, what your lungs are capable for. So we want to breathe into our belly, to our diaphragm. We want to expand our diaphragm. And just to practice like this every day would do such an amazing adjustment for your health, for your mental state. But if everyone wants to go through a quick little session, I will go ahead and, if that's all right with you, do a 4-4 count. So 4 seconds in through the
Yes.
nose, count to four
Mhm.
out through the mouth. So with Soma Breath, the amazing information they taught me. So when you breathe in a rhythm, like 4 in, 4 out, 4 in, 4 out, you're actually harmonizing and synchronizing the rhythms inside of our physiology. You are also producing dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, and endorphins. All of these amazing happy hormones are starting to flood through your body. Also, when you're breathing in through your nose, you produce a chemical called nitrous oxide, which is a vasodilator. So it's dilating your veins, allowing the energy, the oxygen, all of these happy hormones to flood throughout your whole system. So it's breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the nose, out through the mouth. And then I will guide you guys to take a deep breath in, hold, and squeeze your sphincter muscles. So your sphincter muscles are going to be the muscles that you would use if you had to urinate or go to the bathroom really bad. So what this does, it creates an energy, oxygen flow of all of these happy hormones, oxygen. It's like a natural shot of adrenaline all the way up to your brain. And then after about 30 seconds or so, I'll guide everyone to exhale all of the air out of your lungs and hold your breath. What this does, it takes all the oxygen out of your lungs, goes into your blood. From your blood, it goes into the tissues and cells that need it to thrive. After about 60 to 90 seconds, I know that sounds like a lot, but after a while, you can work yourself up to it. Something amazing happens. You start to wake up sleepy stem cells that you have all over your body, like harnessing our own inner pharmacy that we all have. So now these amazing stem cells start to go wherever you need them to. So you could heal from hypertension if you have cells that are sick in your stomach. Any type of cells that aren't doing so great, it will replace them. Did I lose you? Are you still there?
Yes, I am. I'm
Okay.
sitting
Sorry.
here listening to your greatness, honey. I'm over here doing what you're telling us to do. And let me tell you, from that little bit, just that little bit, I was like, oh, wait, okay, so now, the way that I've been taught to do breath work is a little different from the way you've been taught. And you've done exhaustive training in breath work. And so what I'm learning is I've been taught the 4-5-7 or the 5-4-5-8, right? And so I know what it is to extend that last breath or the exhale to like 21. For myself, I've noticed the longer I exhale and get all that oxygen out, the better I feel like in my body. So when we were going through that just now and the muscle tightening, right? And those kind of things just kind of helps us focus. I know one of the things when we get anxious is one of the things is I can't breathe. I can't, like, I can't. And the first thing you want to tell somebody is, yes, you can breathe. But sometimes we want to let them know to hold their breath, like hold your breath for a second, like take over the breathing process. So when you're walking us through that, the amount of little I call it fuzzy oxygen balls that I kind of feel all over my scalp and my body after that little short thing is amazing. um and so when you do your sessions with folks, I know you have a big one getting ready to come up and you're coming to the mini retreat. How long do those sessions last, and how exhaustive can it get as far as what everybody can get in a session?
They're about an hour to an hour and a half long. So we are breathing for about 45 minutes to an hour. And it sounds excessive. It really does. I mean, even for me when I started, but it goes by so fast. And
Mm-hmm.
the way you feel when you come out of it, like, there's no words. It's like unstoppable. And
Mm.
you just feel unstoppable. Like, wow, where has this been my whole life? And so it's 3 to 4 rounds of breath, depending
Okay.
on who's coming. If I have newcomers, I'll go a little bit lighter. And if it's people who've been with me for a while, I'll go a little bit deeper and try to extend even the exhales. Or, you know what I mean? Holding your breath with no air in your lungs, just holding it. So you're messing
Okay.
with the pH balance of your blood because, the way we breathe in and the way we breathe out, it has to be an even exchange for
Mm.
us.
Okay. Okay. And see, that's why you're the expert in this space on breathing.
I'm
That's why you
still learning and have so much still to learn,
you know what?
and
Go ahead. I'm listening.
even when you're holding your breath in and you exhale, if you exhale with a hum,
Mm-hmm.
you're vibrating your vagus nerve, which is a cool
Mm.
calming effect, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of waking up all the cells, but it also, with the nitrous oxide, when you hum, it's like 15 times more nitrous oxide
Oh
that you're
wow.
producing by doing this, which has so
Mm.
many different healing effects to it. I can't name them all, but there are just so many. I mean, it's anti-inflammatory, antifungal. It helps you fight off bacteria and diseases that are in your body. And they say people who
Jeez.
do breath work on a, as I'm explaining, hardly ever
Yeah.
get sick. Hardly ever get sick because they have all these amazing things that they're doing with their body. I was telling my husband the other day, my grandfather, he is 98 years old and
Mm-hmm.
he lives by himself. He drives himself everywhere. He cooks for, he's strong as an ox. And as I'm going through, my breathwork thing, and I'm reading about the nitrous oxide and how beneficial it is for our health. And I
Yeah.
noticed all he does is hum all day, every day. My grandfather will walk around the house and he
Oh,
is humming every and any melody. And I was like, that probably has a lot to do with why he's so healthy. Not even thinking about it. Like it was there my whole life. All he did
exactly.
was hum. Yeah.
Well, I am looking on my phone to see if we have any questions. So give me 1 second. But I think the good thing about us being in this space together, that earlier we were kind of talking and doing a little walkthrough to make sure sound was good. You said a phrase of, I said, you know what? The other week when we all got together, as Black and Brown women exclusively in that space, in that pink Himalayan salt room, and big ups, prayers, and thanks to Fabiola, who has given us that space to kind of meet in that pink Himalayan room at Salt, excuse me, in Detox Oasis, over in the Carolina Forest area. Listen, you said, I said it was amazing. Like, I can't even put it into words. I still can't put it into words. And you said it was necessary. You said it was necessary. Tell me what about it you believe is and was and should be necessary.
It's necessary because in a culture where healing ourselves the way we are healing ourselves and regulating our emotions isn't so, it's woo woo or it's looked upon negatively. And this is, I mean, I'm not trying to be touchy with, the cultural differences of color, but it's more seen in the white community. It's just is. It's, there's no fear against it. They are saying it, and if it's said in a different, me for example, we're us being Hispanic, we're very, Christian. I was raised a
Mm,
Jehovah's Witness. I
okay.
got married. My
Mhm.
my first marriage was Catholic, and this was a no, no, anything I'm doing, even
Mm,
breathing. My son today told
wow.
me that it was a religion. I'm like, no, it's not a religion. And so
Oh my
having
goodness.
a space where it's comfortable with like-minded individuals, not even mentally, physically, emotionally, but kind of on the outside perimeter. There's a
Mm,
there's a lot of things I have in common with the other healing circles and communities. And I
mm,
love speaking with them, and I'm so grateful for them talking.
yeah.
And I can resonate a lot with them.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a lot of me being raised by a loud and proud father who will pick up anything and everything on the floor to make sure he can fling it and hit me upside the head with it that they don't understand.
I
That
got
I
you.
mean, to take
I
a
got
shoe
you.
and allow it to bow around the corner and still get me behind my head, I will still to this day do not understand. But I'm sure other people in the community understand.
Mm-hmm.
So in that
Mm-hmm.
aspect, there's healing and there's trauma and there's cultural
Mm,
differences in the way we were raised or
yes.
beliefs and how we were brought
Mm-hmm.
up that
Mm-hmm.
not everybody can resonate with.
Yeah,
And
I did hear that.
so
Mm-hmm.
to have a different community that can understand where I come from in certain
Mm,
aspects of my life, it's needed
mm-hmm.
because I'm not the only one. I know I'm
I
not
hear
the
that.
only one. And I can go to the next,
Yeah.
it's like going to a doctor, you don't like the way they speak or his demeanor. You know, it's the same concept.
Mm-hmm.
Or a
It's the same
therapist.
thing.
I don't
Yeah.
like the way they talk, and it doesn't have nothing to do with, being in a different ethnicity or whatnot. It's just some
Okay.
people resonate and some don't.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I think that a variety of healers out there is
Yeah.
needed.
Well, and I think that's it, is what I've learned in my work since 2006 as a counselor or therapist, right? And then moving over into more expressive arts type of therapy and sand tray therapy and sound healing and somatic therapy, and energy healing is I noticed that a lot of folks from my personal community, right, who look like me, sound like me, thought I was losing my mind. They're like, what are you doing? Like, what are you talking about? And what is these chakra stuff? And what you talking about? You using oracle cards and and what are you talking about? And the truth is, what I learned is as we had more conversations, is that this stuff was going on. Like it just wasn't something that was public. And I know,
It was
like for
hush
us,
hush.
yes, and I know what it is, to come from, preaching in church pulpits, right, to where I am today, and it wasn't a choice to give it up. And I keep trying to tell people, no, I hold on to my God, my Jesus, my Lord, my Holy Spirit, the angels, all of that. But I also understand the necessity for me to look at, venerate, and honor my ancestors as well. I also understand what it means to, have a cross right here, and then right here I may have my little haint blue bag to keep the spirits away, and a blue bottle, like these different things like that, right? Like I understand that these things come together because they come together on the inside of me, right? Because when I look at my heritage, we've got African American, I've got, Native American, I've got some freaking Scottish in there, I've got all these different things that are in me. And you were telling me earlier, like, what's your ethnicity? What's your whole background?
I'm
The
Puerto
makeups
Rican.
of you?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm Puerto Rican with a
Thank
little
you
bit
for
of
sharing
everything
that with
else. So Puerto Ricans were made up of African. We are made up of
me.
Taino, which is the natives from the land, and Spaniards.
Mhm. Wow.
There's a little bit of
And
everything in there.
I think that's the thing now, especially where we are, like in South Carolina. There's this, gumbo pot of just kind of stuff just thrown in there, and everybody's got a little bit of everything. And so, I also know that there's a lot of healing spaces in our area for in South Carolina for women, for all women, right? But then there's also this thing of when you walk into the space, I'm like, I don't want to be the only one. I want to be in a space where I can
Mm.
see women who look like me, that I feel comfortable around, that I feel safe in, that I don't have to necessarily worry about, can I air my stuff here? Right. And that's something that I find in our space together, is that area to be comforted and to be safe and to just let it go. There was one moment in the Sister Soul Circle, where we even started to use sound to release the sound from our bodies. And, at some point it sounded like we were in there roaring, like just letting it go. And there's moments like that when we're able to kind of exhibit some of the pain and the trauma that we've been through in a collective sound, that I think that's why we need our spaces for us. For us. And it's not an exclusion of folks, it's a space for us. Um, but I thank you for saying it was necessary.
Well,
Thank
it's funny because even as children, you're more comfortable with something familiar,
you.
to even let loose or feel comfortable to open up. So if somebody looks like you, sounds like you, talks like you, has a background
Mm,
like you feel now more comfortable to share and
true.
heal. And I'm just so grateful for you guys opening this up. This is absolutely amazing. It's amazing. It really is
We're
amazing.
happy to have you. And I know this circle is going to be amazing. I know it's going to continue to grow. And I know we need your healing skills and everything that you bring to the space as a person, as a soul, as a mom, as a wife, and as a breathwork healer. Like, we need you in our space. And so I just wanted to do a live with you to fully introduce you to the group and to tell them that if they don't get there, they're missing something. Because there is nothing like being in the presence of someone who makes you want to pause. I can't even explain that to y'all. You just have to encounter Nicole for yourself. And just as she makes you pause, she tells you something funny. Or just as she makes you pause, she slips in these little moments of like education and she starts speaking Spanish. And I'm like, look at here. Like, I need you in my life.
Keep you on your toes.
Yes, yes. Well, I thank you, Nicole, for joining me tonight. It's been a pleasure. Is there anything that you would like to say to the folks to close out? Tell them where you're located or where they can find you, of course, first at the mini retreat. But how can they get in contact with you?
Feel the Heal 77 is my webpage. You can email me, call me on there, and I will have wherever I'm hosting breathwork. I do a breathwork class once a month when I'm not co-facilitating or guiding breathwork for another local healing facility, which I'm so grateful for. And if you are interested, join us in the mini retreat. And I'm going to guide everyone through it, just one round. It's going to be a quick little 50 minutes, but one round, and just see how you feel. And if you like it, just imagine what 3 or 4 rounds can feel like.
Awesome. So I'm going to put this up for 1 second for everybody to see.
Yeah.
This is the mini retreat. It is September 27th from 5 to 7 p.m. It is located at Salt and Detox Oasis. Miss Fabiola is she's the owner of the facility and she is our host. We have Miss Janine, who is a yoga teacher and an intuitive photographer and also an integrative wellness coach. We have Katrina, who is a phenomenal sound healer, Reiki master, and honey brings us all kind of great aromatherapy oils. And then I'm an oracle medium, a therapist, and all that kind of stuff in between, a Reiki master. And I lead you in dropping into your soul and finding out what the soul needs. So I am looking forward to, there we go. I had to figure out how to take it off. Looking forward to the retreat, and you all reach out to Nicole. Nicole, when we get off, if you will drop your information in there, your website and stuff in the comments on all the different places we shared it, so people will know how to reach you. And you all, this will be available for viewing later in all of the groups, especially the SoulCare group, and then on YouTube, and then all my other platforms. So thank you for joining us, Nicole. Namaste. Be well. Ashe. I thank you so much for joining me here tonight.
Thank you
All
so
right,
much.
y'all. You're
Thank you.
welcome. All right, take
Bye.
care.